It's funny. I've always dreamed about the glitz and the glamour. The eyes of thousands secretly hoping I fall, and yet I never do. I'm their spectacle hanging from a hoop. Confined to gravity, but compelled to fly, soaring high above human comprehension, gripping to one single lifeline. I let go, and it's not just my world that comes crashing down. You see, imagine saving up enough money to take your entire family to a show and paying to watch someone fall to their death in front of your very eyes. Tragic. Yet, they risk it. They turn up night after night. Oh, look how high she is! There's no safety net? Oh, I could never do that. They eat it up every single second. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on an act you may never see again. For at this time your performer will soar higher than ever before. Right above your very heads, children may sit, mouth agape, men may stare, women may faint, but she will only grip on tighter. Watch as she flies, that fear in her eyes, but a roaring passion in her heart. Her life's work hanging before you now. She will flip, she will turn, but on she will stay. Tonight we present your final act. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, the legendary, the incomparable Jody. You see, I go on stage every day and perform stunts and tricks some people could never imagine seeing in their entire lifetime. All of a sudden, I am in the spotlight, alone. A one-woman show. There is not a single day that goes by where I don't crave that feeling. I've become so accustomed to it that really, without it, I'm not sure I'd be the same person. I look into the eyes of children I'm performing for. They cling to my every move almost as much as they cling to their parents' hand. They don't understand it. Hell, half of their parents don't understand it, and yet they sit and watch me on the edge of their seats. It's their eyes. They light up as if they are watching me, like they have finally found magic in something. The very idea that I could be flying without the use of wings is mesmerising to them. They simply have never seen anything like this before, and I don't think they truly understand it. I defy gravity. I'm so high, with so much to risk. And for what? An applause? Of course not. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we present to you Jody, who will now, before your very eyes, perform moves that defy human comprehension. The coffin. The faint. What will it be? Let's find out. The neck hang. Have you ever seen anything like it before, folks? I don't do it for the applause. Yeah, I get one anyway. I do aerial because I remember how it felt the very first time I watched it. I was 6, at a circus with my parents. York, I think. There was a woman on a hoop in the most beautiful dress, burgundy and gold. And the back of her dress was just that little bit longer than the front, so when it hung down from the hoop, covered in jewels below her, she looked like a fairy whose wings spanned her entire body. I remember I sat with fingers over my eyes, but just peeking through. I remember I was so scared because I genuinely thought she was going to fall, that was part of the act or something. But I had to watch. Just in case, I had to see it if it happened, so I could say I was there. I could say I actually watched her fall. I didn't want her to fall. I wasn't hoping she did. But for some reason, that idea was there. It could be national news, or just one conversation on a playground about the girl I watched fall at a circus. But I liked that idea. The idea of risk, so much so that I wanted to be that woman. She was my dream person. She was everything I ever wanted to be and more. I was just a little bit older when I started going to classes, started actually trying to learn. I found that the human body can be so beautiful, yet so utterly cruel. I don't remember how many times I've got on that hoop, or how many tricks I've managed to do in the years I've done this, but I know exactly how many times I have fallen, documented by bumps and bruises on my skin. 12. 12 times I've hit the ground, hard. Not just slipped, fell. Never on stage, mind. I wouldn't let myself. Not in front of an audience. That would never happen. Did some people turn up purely to see if I would? Obviously. But it was clear. Some people had their eyes more fixed on the ground than on me. It's just the way life goes. But like the thousands who applauded my very guts and existence, the latter two eventually left. Their voices faded into empty rows of wooden seats. My flying fantasy was simply a hoop on a rope. The cheers, now a memory, and this stage, now simply a cold room that I was alone in. The show was over and my time was up for the night. The jewels, they came out of my hair too easily. Like they were never truly meant to be there. Crisp and dry auburn curls tumbled down my neck, each one bringing more relief than the next when pulled down. Far too beautiful to ruin, but simply too nice for my normal life. And certainly too nice for me. Every single night, I'd lose count of how many pins I'd take out of my hair, Some I'd feel like had been there forever. And I hated hairspray. The hairspray made my strands feel brittle in my palms and hard against my forehead, like frayed strands of rope coming from my head. I'd ruined my hair to the point I wondered whether it was even worth it anymore. You could barely see those curls from afar anyway. Who am I kidding? Those people out there would barely notice the colour of my hair, let alone the style. But my dress, that was a different matter. No matter how much explanation into skin to pole grip I could give anyone that would listen, I was simply a body. It was always more pleasing to the audience to see a little thigh than the muscles in my arms. This costume that I adored so much was suddenly sexualized. I truly feared the day that children would see my skirt as too long instead of wings. The day the magic left and I too saw myself as simply a human in a hoop rather than a fairy or an angel soaring high above the ground. And the makeup. With this makeup, I was beautiful. I felt beautiful. Maybe because I didn't look like me. I wore a mask of foundation and eyeshadow to cover every blemish this formula had caused on my skin. Day after day, my skin became too damaged to repair, too sensitive to care for. And for what? Who actually paid attention to it except for me? I spent more hours on intricate brushstrokes, a fake confidence on a face too insecure to be kept natural, for no one to truly take notice but me. The spotlight of a stage can be so cruel to a pretty face. 1,000 dreams for 5 minutes of fame. Another name in a forgotten programme. Another life considered an academic waste. But I was happy. I was happy with my choice. I knew I was. For it's not very often I'm truly happy like this.
Jody, are you okay in there?
It's funny. I've always dreamed about the glitz and the glamour. The eyes of thousands, secretly hoping I'd fall. And yet, I never do. I'm their spectacle, hanging from a hoop.